Attention shoppers, please get only what you need. I haven't actually heard that announced at a supermarket, but it's in the media. I've heard it, I've seen it often enough. Take only what you need is almost worthless advice because people are already taking only what they need. The differences are in the time scale they have in mind when they are shopping. There are people who are shopping for things as if they need a 6 month supply, a full year's supply, and we call those people hoarders. But there are also people who come in every day to replenish the things they ran out of the day before. So they're coming into the market every day, and they are no better for us because they are going into the market and potentially exposing themselves or exposing others to the COVID-19 virus because of the frequency of their shopping. So somewhere in between those extremes is a happy medium, a magic number for how often we should be shopping for groceries, for essentials. And I believe the data, the information necessary to generate that number, and I think that number applies for different areas of different regions, different supermarket chains, because the data that is needed to generate that magic number, I believe, is in the data is in the hands of the supermarket chains, and it's data of what their consumers or what their customers are buying, and it's data on the supermarket chain's ability to replenish items, essential items for people, and what they need to do is hire a mathematician to take those numbers and come up with models and come up with models for supply and demand and supply rates and demand rates, and figure out a magic number for how often we should be shopping at their supermarket. I personally am shopping every 2 weeks, trying to get everything I need to last for 2 weeks. I did that for the first time after 2 weeks just last week, and I found most of the things I needed, but there were a few things I had to go to another establishment to get, so that I could get everything for that 2 weeks. So that's not an ideal situation because I'm going to two different places to get things that I could have gotten at only one place if they had it. And that means I'm going to more places, and again risking the chance of exposure or exposing others. So I don't think it needs to be every supermarket chain doing that. I think they can get together. They do need the data from different supermarkets, and because they all do have different supply lines, but come up with a model, working together, come up with a model which they can plug in to their particular data, and then generate numbers and publicize those numbers to people. And I was thinking ideally it would be nice to have a number for every supermarket branch. However, there's a problem with that. If you publish a number for every branch and one branch number looks like a better situation, people are going to see that number who normally shop at one branch and go to another branch that seems to have a better food supply, and by doing that they're going to screw everything up. So let's say a region of each supermarket chain's domain. So I think getting numbers like that will allow us to get only what we need, but get it at a frequency which works for everybody, which works for the customers to minimize the number of trips they make to the store, and works for the supermarket chains because they can keep up with that situation, with that frequency. Uh, the amount of food, the amount of essentials that people buy over, let's say, a year does not change. What's changed is that they're buying it at a different frequency, so that the issues of what a supermarket can hold at one time and how quickly they can resupply, uh, those issues change because it's not the normal situation. So the supermarkets would need to figure that out and also figure out what they need to do differently in terms of supplying themselves. And with all that, it will be better off for everybody. And I did not mention there are some things that we are buying because of COVID-19. We are buying in greater amounts, things such as disinfectants and sanitizers and personal protective equipment like gloves and masks. So those things are in greater demand now, and it's a different situation though. They're really not part of that model. That need is for the normal essential items that we all get throughout our lives, whether it's an emergency or not. And those are the things we still need, but are trying to control how often we're out. So, at the risk of repeating myself too many times, I hope that someone can work on that and we'll all be better off. Thank you.